Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And the magician, the magus, the trickster, the juggler. This is a wonderful energy. I want you to claim your role as a magic maker right now in the comments, okay? I think you're somebody who is highly intelligent. I think that you go through life with a pretty good strategy. I think that, especially right now in your life, Spirit seems to be calling you out, saying there's something that you need to, like, manifest, or you need to mold or shape something, okay? You're creating something right now, and you're being told to, through your engagement with something, to ensure the outcome, okay? So kind of like you're at the potter's wheel right now, and it's your job to make something, whatever it is you want it to be. You're the magic maker. You're the one that's kind of hands-on. I think you have to kind of like lead some situation, not as an emperor, not by like giving commands and, being the authority, leading through, resonance, leading through harmony, leading through communication and more subtlety, I guess, more strategy than you would get with an emperor. So I feel like there's something going on that does not require kind of brutal authority, but requires finesse, requires that kind of, strategy to it. Yeah. And I guess you're the right person for the job, it seems. I think that you have this ability, and I think that this is something that it's close enough to your heart that you have a preferred outcome. Like there's some way that you want this to play out, okay? And you got to use your ingenuity here. You got to be flexible, adaptable. You got to be versatile. You might have to compromise, negotiate. It's not just brute force authority of the emperor, okay? It's compromise, it's adaptability, flexibility, it's elasticity, okay? You have to meet other people kind of closer to their level. And so I think it really takes somebody with empathy. You have to be able to understand what somebody else's point of view is so that you can connect with that person or that group of people, and you can sort of guide this thing gently and subtly with finesse toward the outcome that you desire. Now we got to put this card into a little bit of context, okay? Let's see what is going on where you need to be this magician. There we see a lust card, Leo energy. We see a 7 of swords. We see a 9 of wands. The 8 of pentacles, very good. 7, 8, 9. And we see a prince of cups here. Okay. We have a princess of swords. A 6 of wands. A 2 of wands. There's some conflict energy going on here. And we see, an ace of cups. Yeah, I kind of feel that there's some kind of like tension at home or with family ties, maybe like some old wounds or something that are in need of healing, right? Some kind of old resentments or something that's kind of something that hasn't been said that needs to be talked about. Something along those lines, yeah. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it right here with Bubo, the mechanical owl, right on top. Now, we're not going to release the Kraken until the very end of the reading. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end. If at any moment during this message you feel like you may know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comment section below the video. Now, as we look around the room, I kind of feel like you're being asked to step into a kind of maturity and lead with compassion, okay? Even if other people resist, even if you're kind of resisting a little bit, okay? I think that what you're doing is you're reclaiming your emotional power that's tied up with something in the past, and the reward is peace, freedom, and the chance to write a new chapter in love, okay? And so we see the two major arcana energies here, right here, grouped together, the Magician and that Passionate card, okay? It's kind of like where, it's something where you have to really have the courage and the strength. This is a leadership kind of thing, but you're being told to step into it with maturity and compassion, okay? Passion and compassion in order to heal some kind of rift, some kind of conflict, some kind of tension with, feels like family, but I mean, it could be something at work too, I guess. Yeah. We see a lot of fire, 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 fire. Even that Leo energy is fire. We see water and water here. It seems like that's what we're trying to get back to. Yeah. We see the air and the air, and just a little bit of earth. Just a little bit of earth. And the earth that we have, that Eight of Pentacles, is prudence and gentleness. It's not going in and demanding that everybody changes, but it's just kind of like nudging everybody a little bit. It's being very gentle with people. It's watering, just a little bit of water in every pot, just to ease, just to slowly guide the situation toward the outcome that you want. To get back to health, to get back to balance, stability, growth. Okay? Let me know in the comments if this is resonating with you so far, okay? Give me a yes if you're still with me. The Leo energy is maybe the obstacle that you have to face now, because I feel like you are a very passionate person, but this passion right now might be, it might be like the heat of the moment, right? Where you care about something so much that you want to just kind of like shake everybody and say, wake up, But that can't be the way. This is too harsh right now, you see. So it kind of feel like you have to temper your passion and turn it into calm passion, okay? And this doesn't mean that you're kind of cold and detached, because I kind of feel like that's sort of where the Magician kind of feels a little clinical here. But you're controlling your passion. You're controlling the heat of the moment, right? In order to make sure that things stay calm and that things can be guided and finessed in the direction that you want them to go. So now's not really the time for you to be loud and kind of like really zealous and very impassioned, okay? Because that might come off as aggressive or abrasive, you know what I mean? So I feel like this is really about that restraint and that self-control. It could just be that you're frustrated. And you're frustrated and you want to yell. And you want to say, what the heck are you people doing? But you're not going to do that. You're going to restrain that energy. And the only reason you have that kind of frustration is because you really care. Okay, if this is a family thing or if it's something at work, you got to maintain that self-control. You got to maintain your composure, right? And that's something the Magician is trying to do, is to use this passion. Because again, you care about it. You care about the people, you care about the situation. You're trying to use this passion in order to channel the energy in the right direction and provide the outcome, create the outcome, help shape the future that you're looking for, okay? And you're trying not to do it in a way that feels too over the top or too pushy or too abrasive or aggressive. Okay. So I think this is a good combination. It's the Magician realizing that this kind of power, strength, right? And this passion and this lust that you have for life is a tool. And it needs to be used properly like a tool, like a hammer's a tool. But a hammer can break things, can break windows, can like smash up a car. Don't do that with your hammer, you know? Use your hammer to construct, to build, gently tapping the nail instead of having to smash everything. And so that's kind of, you know, the bull in the china shop kind of energy here, which is just like, we gotta calm down a little bit, okay? And we gotta use that. And I think it's because you care so much. And this means so much to you. That's why to me it feels like family, okay? Now, under the surface, you have your Seven of Swords. This is criticism, this is mistrust, this is a blockage in communication. Okay, so this to me feels like there is some kind of resistance. Okay, and I think that what you're expecting, because this is under the surface, so I think this is something that's kind of it's your initial bias here. You feel that as soon as you start to try to communicate with the other people involved, whether it's one or many people, that you're going to automatically get met with resistance. I kind of feel like every word you say, they have some kind of way to counter it. Okay? Everything you tried, every idea you have, every suggestion, every like positive statement that you make, they have to like knock it down. And it feels very frustrating. Okay? Give me a yes in the comments, okay? If you're still watching and if this is something that you're either experiencing with the other party or if that's what you're expecting it to be like when it does go down. Yeah. But I think that this is persistence anyway, okay? And this is kind of telling me that, look, there's a lot of miscommunication all around the room with you and with everybody else too. There's just an inability to really get things across in the right way. And it may be because there's a lot of heat, there's a lot of passion. Y'all care about each other, you know? And so it makes it like hard to really have a calm, gentle conversation because there's so much heat in the room, okay? And it's kind of like every time you say something, the other person says something louder, and then you get louder, then they get louder, and you see it just escalates. So we're trying not to escalate, okay? And it takes a lot of self-control. I don't know why this is falling on your plate, but it feels like it is. Okay, feels like Spirit wants you to, in some way, like with maturity and with compassion, to lead this situation, even if there is resistance, even if you resist it, even if you like your pride kind of gets in the way a little bit. Okay, and that kind of like it makes you think, well, forget it. I'm not going to be the one to do that. I'm not going to be the one that has to be calm and compassionate when you're just as angry as everybody else, you know, or frustrated or whatever it is, impassioned. But even if you don't want to, you know, if there's that part of you that says, no, I shouldn't be the one to do it. I think Spirit is asking you to do this because the reward is going to be great for you. Okay? The reward is going to be great for everybody. But I think for you specifically, there is a great benefit to you resolving this. Okay. Now, a strong shout out to all the new subscribers. There's been a surge in subscribers lately. I want to welcome everybody to the channel. I really appreciate all of you. I love all the comments, everybody sharing their stories, everybody sharing different interpretations of the cards, and it's such a wonderful sight to see, and I love reading all those comments, so keep them coming, please, okay? And let me know if this card is speaking to you, because it feels like there is an inner resistance, an inner blockage. But I think that there's the realization of a need, okay? Now, in the background position, we see the Nine of Wands. That's a card of strength and resilience, okay? But I feel like it is some kind of an old resentment or even an old wound, okay, that is now kind of demanding healing. Yeah. As a card of resistance, to me it kind of feels like there's been a lot of There's been a lot of like struggle. Okay, there's been a lot of hard work. I'm thinking really, in my mind, I'm picturing the Nine of Wands from the Rider-Waite Pamela Coleman Smith Tarot, right? Somebody with a bandage on their head, they're kind of leaning on their last wand after they've gone through this whole series of like planting their wands, building up this fence, and really doing the work, and they're just like kind of exhausted from doing all this work. So I don't know if there's some resentment over an unfair like contribution to something, that somebody feels like they did all the work and nobody else helped. Okay, or that somebody got all the benefit but they weren't the ones that did anything. So it feels like there's some kind of an imbalance or an unfairness that has led to some of these resentments. Okay, and this is from the past. Okay, so this is someone or several people that feel like they really got the brunt of the hardship, and it hurt them because maybe they felt like nobody was there to support them. Sometimes this is an individual card, right? Like it seems like it's one against the world. So maybe somebody's hurt because they needed help but nobody helped them. Does that make sense? Like they did everything but there was no assistance. That they perhaps did all the work and everybody else got the credit. Okay, so there's something like that kind of that happened in the past, and that's why there is this sort of rift now. Okay, up above the surface, Eight of Pentacles, stable growth, prudence, caution, slow, gentle growth. Okay, the Sun in Virgo. So to me, that really is the method for you, because what you're trying to do, what Spirit wants you to do in the ideal world, you would be looking at this situation with clarity, okay? And you would be trying to recognize what the other people or other person, what the other party, what their needs are, right? The Sun in Virgo, okay? You're looking at this situation for edification. You're trying to understand what it needs. Like you're looking at a tree that's kind of droopy and the leaves are turning brown, and you're looking at it and you're trying to understand, what does it need? Try to put yourself in the position of that tree. You might think, that's a thirsty tree, or that tree needs some shade or something, right? Or there's something attached to that tree that is sort of taking its resources or its vitality from it. So it's your ability to look at other people and empathize. Okay, gaining clarity about what the other person, they don't just need you to come in and say, do the right thing, you know? That doesn't work for everybody. Well, that's part of our magician, the versatility of the magician, to be able to look at people and put themselves in their position and say, what does that person really need? So, you know, the adaptability says that you talk to everybody as an individual. You connect with them in a kind of personal way, in an authentic and honest way that allows you to understand what that particular person needs. So the magician is kind of the persona, the elastic persona, where every different person you talk to kind of needs a different interaction. The way you interface with people is different, you know. The way you talk to your best friend is different than the way you talk to your grandma, maybe not, I don't know. The way you talk to your boss is different than the way you talk to your kids, sort of thing. Maybe not. But you get the idea. And so it's really recognizing, like, how do I connect with the other people and really understand them and really get my point across and have that communication, that two-way flow of communication, where it doesn't feel like you're just talking at somebody and they're defending themselves, where it really is like we're able to see what the other person needs in order to heal and grow. Okay? And that really is an important thing here with our Eight of Pentacles. And it's a caution, it's a prudence, it is an awareness, it's an attention to detail. Okay? Paying attention to the other people and knowing what it is that the situation or them as individuals, what they need in order to kind of get back on the right track and get back to making progress, or get back to being productive, or get back to healing or organization or reestablishing the order. Whether this is at home, at work, or at school, feels like it's family because of how much passion there is here, but it could be a group of people at work that are sharing the same goals. Okay? The way forward is that kind of empathy and compassion with our Prince of Cups. The Prince of Cups is acting from a very honest place. Okay, so it's Spirit telling you, be real. Okay, be real with people. Use your elastic persona so that you use the kind of right style with everybody, but be yourself. Stay true, stay authentic. Speak from that authentic self, yeah, with compassion and with empathy. You got to be able to walk into the room and feel the vibe of the room. Maintaining and understanding and empathizing with that vibe while maintaining your core truth. So that's what empathy really is about. Putting yourself in the position of other people, understanding how they feel and what they need, without you then becoming that same thing too. Then you're on the other side of the aisle. And, you know, it's kind of like you've just been sucked into that emotional vibe, that emotional frequency. So it's about you understanding the frequency of other people without needing to change your own frequency. Or without losing the ability to turn back to your true frequency. It's like you walk into a group of people and everybody's mad. And instead of you walking in and trying to kind of bring everybody together and calm everybody down and bring everybody to your vibe, you go in and you just end up mad too. And now you're just one more person that's like gone to the dark side, you know. And so that's what this card is all about. It's about you maintaining your core truth and your authenticity and your vibe and your frequency, okay, while you're also able to understand and empathize and show compassion for everybody else involved, to understand what they need and how to move forward and how to communicate, okay? Now please subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. Okay, let's put compassion in the comments, please. That's what we need right now, compassion and empathy too. Now, Path of the Serpent, the Princess of Swords. This is somebody who is trying to communicate. This is somebody that's trying to you know, in a way, get their point across, but it feels like this is a defensive kind of card. Okay, this is somebody that may be having a little bit of trouble staying authentic, staying true to themselves, and staying confident without kind of sinking into the low vibrational bickering of everybody else. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to resist being brought over to the dark side. It's tempting though, you know? So it's really a kind of a battle here between your heart and your mind, trying to deal with the situation. I don't know who the people are, but dealing with the situation, it's hard for you not to just kind of give people a piece of your mind, to break them off a little something, you know? But it really is like it's a restraint. It's self-control. It's self-control because these two, your heart and your mind, right? The air and the water, can very easily lose control and end up becoming the same frequency as everybody else. Because you're really in a bit of a pickle. Yeah, trying to remain true to yourself and honest and calm and in control and stay composed and calm, cool, collected, while you're in a situation that seems very volatile. And it seems like other people are challenging you or saying even like unkind things or saying things that just seem wrong, and you want to just kind of debate with them and kind of rip them a new one, but you're not going to, you know? And so the Princess of Swords is a card that can be defensive over what they believe. And I think it's important that when somebody says something that challenges you, because this is, again, it's kind of like every statement you make, somebody has some kind of a counterpoint to make, and it's frustrating. This is kind of you like needing to take a deep breath and not not escalating, not having to respond again, not having to get the last word or get defensive or defend your position. Trying to go back to that central magician energy and think, okay, it's not a reflection of me. This is how, this is just a reflection of how other people are feeling. It has nothing to do with me, but I need to try to defuse and de-escalate the situation the best I can, not feed into it. Okay? I want you to hit the like button if you feel like this message is for you. Maybe share this video with somebody else that needs to hear it. Okay? So let's keep going. In the environment, a Six of Wands. It's being called, you're being called upon by Spirit to lead this group of people to victory, okay? To lead to a kind of everybody smiling and shaking hands and feeling like win, 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 win situation, right? 6 wins maybe. Because right now it feels like there's discord. Right now it feels like everybody is kind of off in their own direction, wanting to do their own thing. It's up to you to bring everybody together and make everybody feel like, hey, no, you know what? We're a team. We're a team and we will always be a team now. Maybe there's some forgiveness. Maybe there's some apologies that need to go around. Maybe there's some compromise. Maybe there's some kindness that needs to be expressed. Some hugs, that need to be given, some sincere connection. To let everybody know that, hey, we're all in this together, whether this is at work, at home, at school. Make the other people feel like they're part of a team. Okay. And I think that this is a leadership, this is a victory that you're being asked to facilitate. Okay. And it feels like a personal win for you, but the real win is that everybody is in alignment again. Okay? And everybody is in alignment again. And that's, I think, what people are really looking for. This is in the position of your relationships, you see. And this is a card really of teamwork. And it's a victory after a fight, yeah. But that victory is we won as a team, that we're together and we did it together. Not any one person was more important than any others. I think there's one person that maybe feels like they were undervalued or underappreciated. So it may be about raising up this one other person or several other people maybe to make everybody feel kind of equal. Everybody has a different job, but everybody's job is essential. Okay? Everybody is essential. Now, big shout out also to all of you that buy me the coffees. I've been drinking a lot more coffee lately. I stopped drinking coffee for a while. And then I started with green tea. Now I'm back to 1 cup black coffee in the morning. Yeah, I go through phases like that anyway. The Two of Wands that we see in the position of the obstacle, fear, worry, and concern. And this is butting heads. This is at least 2 very strong personalities that both want to control things. Okay, and so this might be in a way somebody challenging your leadership, or people that kind of are resenting you just because you're trying to facilitate things. They're kind of saying, like, who made you the boss? And that's why it's not for you to come in with that authority like an emperor. This is a Mars in Aries card, right? Aries Emperor. So it's not really for you to come in and just say, hey, I'm the boss and y'all got to listen to me. It's more finesse. Okay, it's not brute force. This is a brute force card. This is Mars and Aries brute force card. Brute force is not the way, because I think that would cause a lot more disagreements than it would actually solve or prevent. Okay, so this is the fear, I think, and that's kind of, it relates to our Seven of Swords also, because it kind of is that expectation that you kind of know that this could go down kind of bad. This could go down really in a bad way, and it could just lead to more fighting. So it really is important how you approach the situation, whether it's family, friends, coworkers, it doesn't really matter. The way you approach the situation is going to determine how people respond to you. Okay, it's all part of your magic. What's the end goal? What's the end game? What is the result you're trying to manifest? Let me know in the comments. Like, I think it seems pretty obvious. We want teamwork. We want, we want kind of togetherness. We want harmony. We want peace, okay? I think we want productivity. We want things to heal and kind of get back to a nice baseline. Yeah. We don't want to go in and make things worse by being too, like, forceful, okay, or too over the top, or we don't want other people to feel like we're just coming in and trying to take over or trying to boss people around, something like that, okay? So, very important. The end card, that Ace of Cups, okay? The reward of all of this is your peace, your freedom, and your chance to write a new chapter, right? To bring back the unity in the hearts, in your heart and everybody else's heart too. I think primarily it is, it's peace. I think that you're ready for this to just be done so that you can kind of move forward without this nagging, annoying, frustrating conflict energy. Now, the Ace is also, the Ace of Cups is also a card of receiving. So I think the result of this is you receiving a lot of gratitude, a lot of just kind of a lot of inner satisfaction for having done this. Like, your heart's going to be happy that you helped. Let's say you helped to make this happen. Your heart's going to be happy. And I do feel like this is the beginning of a new path of unity and togetherness and love. Now, there's a chance that this is a romantic partner that we're talking about. But if it's a family thing, if it's a work thing, this is a real pleasure. This is now like the next day and the day after and the day after, you're going to walk into the office and it's going to feel good. I think right now you walk into the office and it feels immediately frustrating, right? It's kind of like you're just waiting for the conflict. This is like you're happy to come, you're happy to see the person again, or the people, or to be in that room with them, or in the office, or to see your family. It's going to be a very pleasurable and rewarding experience. Yeah. And so I think that right now there is that kind of anxiety that as soon as we walk into the room, we're just expecting, like we already have our shields up because we just know like, this room has a bad vibe already. You know, before you even get there, things are just, you can feel the tension and the conflict. This is now peace and easiness and love. Give me a yes in the comments if you're ready for this. If you want this situation to then just feel peaceful and healthy and kind of like stress-free. I kind of expect the mystery card to be the Four of Wands, or Four of Swords even. Let's take a look. This could be an Empress card. It could be another Ace of Cups. It could be a Two of Cups. That would be nice. A Six of Cups. It might be, gosh, that's really what I'm hoping for, I think, here. It might be a Nine of Cups, I guess. It might be a Nine of Pentacles. If you have a prediction, I want you to put it in the comments down below. Let's see what we have. The Hierophant. Interesting, the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the architect of reality. The Hierophant is your superpower card. So the Taurus energy, right? It's you kind of bringing in your very best qualities, you know, that you're somebody that you're not coming in and being like overly passive or you're not trying to placate or condescend to people. You're coming in being kind of firm, but grounded. You know, you're coming in being an authority, but it's kind of like a gentle, a gentle authority. So you're coming in, I think, with the right balance of, of confidence, but also humility. Yeah. And I think that because you're in control of your emotions, because you're not letting your passion or your frustration kind of get the best of you, you're very solid and you're very stable. People see that you're very much in control. Yeah. And it's not control through an iron fist or through an emperor energy, right? It's control and it's authority and it's leadership through serving. It's servant leadership, right? But it's still leadership. Yeah. It's not just serving and it's not just leadership. It's adaptability. It's flexibility, but it's not, you're not so fleeting or unreliable, and just floppy, like you don't stand for anything and you're pushed side to side. No, you're very firm, but you're flexible. Okay. I think this is the best outcome. And really, this is what Spirit's saying, like, you need to embody in order to make this happen. It's a calm, quiet confidence that isn't coming in loud and demanding things, but is very steadily guiding people where they need to go. Maybe you're the business owner, maybe this is your employees. I don't know if this is your family, whatever it is, group of friends. It feels like people are going to listen to you. And it's kind of like, when you're dealing with a kid and a kid's kind of having a bad day and they're starting to yell and stuff, and then sometimes the parents start yelling too. That doesn't really work. Then the kid starts yelling louder and then the parents start yelling louder. You know what I do when my kid starts yelling? I talk quietly. I lower my voice because then they kind of have to stop and listen. Like, wait, what'd you say? And so I think that's really like, it's really the strategy, but it also shows self-control. It shows that, your stature, your station, your energy is not going to be so easily moved by the tantrums of other people. No one should be able to control you like that, right? You got to be in control of yourself. And so you are this Hierophant, and you are the one that is you're the architect of this future. Yeah. And so you're understanding what the outcome is that you're trying to create. And so it doesn't matter what they say to you. It doesn't matter how much they fight against you or resist or throw like rotten tomatoes at you or say mean things to you. It doesn't matter how much of a tantrum other people throw. You're staying composed and calm, but also very much grounded and strong. Flexible, but also immovable. Okay? Yeah. All right. I like it. Let's do an extended reading. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link right below the video. New readings for Taurus, Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.